Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League. This is our Wednesday evening challenge, and we're in League 2 in the VW Beetles. It's week 3 or round 3, and this week we're at Alsace Village or Alsace Village. It depends how posh you are, but that's where we're at. We've got 3 15-minute races. The first one starting in dawn. It's a bit dark out there. The headlights are on, so hopefully it will get a little bit lighter. Before I crack on, as usual, I want to say a massive thank you to our sponsors, and that's stubby.gg, the energy drink for gamers, and also to EAC, Eldridge Air Conditioning. Thank you to those guys for helping us keep these races going. I also want to give a mention to Hodgie for hosting. He does a far better job than I did last week, so thank you to him, because as I say, without hosts then we don't have a race, do we? And if you were expecting Darren or Idle4 Gaming to be doing the commentary for this week, well, he's living down in the south, and as you know, Storm Dara, is it Dara? Has hit us this week and caused a fair bit of damage down where he is, so internet and everything is down. So he's just asked me if I could do this race, cover these races just for this week, and normal service will be resumed next week, I've been told, and all fingers crossed, and I hope everybody is safe, especially down in that part of the world. Apparently it was quite a bad one, wasn't it? So anyway, we'll crack on. That's why you've got me. So this is race 1. I'm going to go down the grid. We're going to do a grid walk just to have a quick look at some of the cars. I'll only do it on race 1, so race 2 and 3 we'll just go down the grid as normal, but I'm going to do a grid walk down this one just so we can have a bit of a look and see what these cars look like. So in pole position, this is after qualifying, in the Duracell battery, looking absolutely fantastic, is Nigel. So yeah, he takes pole position. So it is a little bit dark out there, but I'm sure we can see what we can see. In second on the grid is Idle4 Gaming in the Heineken liveried Beetle, looking great. In third on the grid is Phaser. All the liveries I think are absolutely fantastic. The guys have done a great job on all of them. So that's Phaser who's third on the grid. Fourth is PY in the Michelin Beetle, looking pretty cool. I think it's two-tone, is it? Not two-tone, no, I'm getting a bit confused there. So that's PY. Fifth on the grid is Hodgie in the Green Machine. So that's Hodgie in 5th position. 6 is myself, Slowpoke. Well, this is just a bit of a made-up livery. It doesn't really follow any kind of theme there. It's just a bit of a made-up thing. I'm 6th. 7th, just behind me, is Declan in the Hot Wheels. And yeah, it does look hot, doesn't it? Gumball Rally thing on there as well. So that's Declan. Declan in 7th. Then as we running up the hill, in the Golf, we've got Grahamid Ali, and he is 8th on the grid. So that's Grahamid in the Golf. 9th is Biggie, and what's that, Momo? The Blue Machine. And who's that on there? Swiss Miss. Very naughty, Biggie, very naughty. But there's Biggie, he's in 9th. 10th is Cashian, and I think it's the Croatian flag, or the theme of Croatia on there. Looking fantastic. So that was Cashian in 10th. 11th, well, looking very mean, isn't it, is Kian. Don't want to be seeing them teeth coming at us very quickly, do we? But is it a dinosaur or a crocodile? Not quite sure. Could you be any more? Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. Nice one, Kian. Like that. And in 12th position, returning, is Viking, and it is great to have him back with us as well. Looking pretty cool as well is Viking. in 12th position. So that's the grid lineup for race 1. So without further ado, now we've had a look at the cars, let's crack on, shall we? Now, excuse me, Alsace, or Alsace village, it is a fictional track, 3.3 miles, 17 turns, so there's a lot of turns on this track. But with it being fictional, there are no corner names, so it is just 1, 2, 3, etc, etc, etc. So as Nigo takes us around turn 1, we're just going to have a look, make sure everybody gets through. Slowpoke going very wide, Cashion going even wider and getting up on the grass. Kian goes through, and then we've got Cashion again, and then Viking. So everybody getting through, back up to the top, and Nigel starting to look at trying to get away from Idle for gaming, but we know how quick Idle is. Nigel on the soft tyres, Idle also on the soft tyres. Phaser staying with them as well, also on the soft, so the top 3 on softs. Now the only tyre rule is that all 3 compounds have to be used throughout the races in any order. So if you use softs in this race, you've got to use mediums or hards in the next race, and then the final race is the one that you haven't used so far. You get the picture, I am sure. So top 3, no change so far. P White in 4th, then we've got Hodgie, he's followed by Slowpoke. Muhammad Ali in 7th. Declan in the Hot Wheels trying to apply the pressure, but he's got Biggie all over the back of him as well, so Declan's got to keep his eyes in the mirror. Kian just sitting there in 10th as well, he's just biding his time. Viking down in 11th, and then Cashion in 12th. So Cashion, something's happened. Oh no, we've had a bit of a spill already from Cashion. Was he just too much on the power? I didn't quite see what happened there. Let's go on board with Cashion. Well, not on board, let's just do a chase cam and see what happened. Everything seems fine so far. Well, I think that's probably just a little bit too much of the power, and the back end's just decided to put in a complaint. Oh, has he stalled it? No, he's got going. He's got going. So unfortunate start for Cashion. Put back up to the top, and Nigel leading Idle for Gaming and Phaser. Those 3 starting to just pull away now from P White. Slowpoke's managed to get ahead of Hodgie. Well, where's Hodgie gone? Hodgie down in 10th with a penalty. I'm going to go back and have a look, because Hodgie was actually doing okay. Got Slowpoke all over the back of him, putting the pressure on. Slowpoke goes up the inside of Hodgie, and that's where that move was made. So Slowpoke moves up into 5th. Hodgie had to go all the way around the outside just to give a little bit of racing room. Grahamid is having a look at Hodgie as well. Hodgie on the hard tyres as we're coming into one of the tricky. Oh, and Hodgie just couldn't get that car slid on. Biggie's followed him as well. That's Hodgie and Biggie both going off at this extremely tricky turn 11. It is so tight, that turn. So Hodgie now dropped down to 10th. Biggie has gone into 11th as well, both on the hard tyres and damage as well. So well, not the start those guys wanted as they come to the end of lap 1. So back up to the top then. Nigel still out in front. Idle 4 Gaming still trying to chase him down. Phaser is in there as well. Phaser just seems to get better and better every race. He's gone from when he first joined URL to being at the back, and well, basically all over the place. He's now up there in the top 3, and putting challenges in as well. So come on, Phaser, go for it. I'm sure the first URL win is not far away for Phaser, and he really is piling the pressure on Idle. Let's go on board as Phaser looks up the inside. Can't quite get it done. Idle slams the door shut on him, but Phaser he's really going for it, isn't he? He's putting the pressure on. We're just having a look behind. There is absolutely nobody behind at all. Phaser fully committed to getting by Idle and getting that P2. All 3 of these guys on the soft tyres, remember, so they will have to change. But Phaser sticking in there with Niggle and Idle, and clocking up the purple sectors as well. Into turn 11, a really nasty bend. Got to get that car slowed down very early if you want to make that corner. Let's just go down the order. P. White in 4th, Slowpoke, he's in 5th. He's got Declan chasing Slowpoke down there. Declan has really gone through the grid. Declan on soft, Slowpoke on the medium tyres, so it could be tough to keep Declan behind him. So Declan pushing hard. Kian has moved up into 7th with Grahamid in 8th, and I'm just watching Slowpoke and Declan. Declan desperately wants that 5th position. We are just into the 5th minute of race 1. We can already see a gap opening up between the first 3 back to P. White, but there's a fantastic fight going on here. But let's just go back up to the top and see what's happening at the top. Niggle still out in front, Idle still in 2nd, and Phaser still in 3rd. These 3 have just completely broken away from the rest of the pack, and they're gone. P. White sitting in 4th. He's got a little bit of a gap back to Slowpoke. Slowpoke unfortunately doesn't have that luxury. He's got Declan all over the back of him. In fact, let's go on board with Declan as we're coming up to turn 7. The sweeping left-hander, and this is where Castrian got it wrong. Oh, Declan has done exactly the same as Castrian, although I think, to be fair, Declan did get a tyre or so on the grass. Let's get the right camera, shall we? So we've gone around turn 5 and through 6. I've probably gone back too far, have I? And turn 7, this is what catches people out. You just get on the power that little bit too early. But as I say, in fairness to Declan, he's got his tyres on the grass, and that's what spun him out. And that turn 7 is catching a few people out. So Biggie in 11th, Cassian 12th. So Declan and Biggie now having to fight it out for 10th position. Biggie holding on to it at the minute, but Declan will want to get back through the grid again, improve his position, because he's going to have to go on to the mediums or the hard tyres in the next race. So he really doesn't want to be starting at the back on the harder compound tyres. That is why he is really pushing Biggie. Biggie though, on the hard tyres, he will change onto softer ones in the next 2 races, so he's going to have the advantage over Declan in the next 2 races, and this is why Declan desperately needs to get by Biggie at the minute. But these two having a proper fight it out. As we go through the final turns then, onto the start finish straight and across the line to start lap 4 into turn 1. Biggie still holding on to that 10th position. Let's just have a look and see what's happening up ahead. Hodgie in 9th. On his own at the minute. Got nobody behind him and nobody in front either. Viking Daddy, Viking, sorry, I'm not used to calling him Viking Daddy. I apologise for that, mate. It is Viking. Viking in 8th. He's got a good view of Grahamid and Kian just up ahead. And Grahamid, he fancies a piece of Kian. He's after that dinosaur or crocodile. I still can't work out what it is. Let me know, Kian. Oh, as he goes very wide, and that has just opened the door up for Grahamid, who didn't need asking twice. And Grahamid straight up into 6th, although he's gone wide and let Kian through, so these two just trading places. Kian now back up into 6th, Grahamid down into 7th, and Viking is now going to be all over the back of Graham as we come up to this notorious turn 11. Hard on the brakes orders as Viking as he got round. Oh, just about makes it. He did get a tyre on the grass but recovered and back up and racing. He's not lost that much time, just maybe a 10th or so on Grahamid. But turn 11 proving to be really tricky for these guys. So Kian in 6, just holding off Grahamid as they go through the final chicane section and onto the start finish straight. Slowpoke in 5th. Well, we've got P White just ahead. A good exit out of turn 1 is what you need as you go up the hill, and it looks like Slowpoke has got that, and he's getting ever closer to P White. Slowpoke on the mediums. P White is on the hard tyres, so it's going to be a tough job keeping Slowpoke behind him on those hard tyres, but he's doing a good job so far, sitting in 4th position, although Slowpoke right on the back of him now as we approach the 8.5 minute mark. Slowpoke goes up the inside, takes the shorter route. P White is now on the inside though as we come to turn 5. Oh, and Slowpoke's just got it through just into the braking zone, and Slowpoke goes through into 4th. P White, not much he could do about that. He is on the harder tyres. The best he can hope for now is to just sit behind Slowpoke and be dragged along for a bit and retain P5. Kian down in P6. I'm just looking up at the top, and we still have no change in the top 3 with Niggle, Idle and Phaser out in front, long gone up the road. So Grahamid down in 7th. He is still trying to put the pressure on Kian with Viking just dropping off the pace a little bit now. I'm just going to follow him through turn 11. This is where it all went wrong for him last time. Oh, and he didn't quite get it right this time, although Kian went very wide. Let's see what happened to Kian, although I think we all know. Again, it's this notorious turn 11. It is, yeah, he's just done exactly the same as everybody else. You just got to get that car slowed down. The idea is to brake before you even get to turn 10 to get the car slowed down enough for you to be able to make turn 11. So Kian, a kiss with barrier, a 1.5 second penalty for his trouble, damage as well at the front, and that is just going to allow Viking and Grahamid to just stretch away from him a little bit. So let's just go back up to the top and see what's happening with Niggle. Niggle still out in front, still leading the way. Idle Gaming is just not letting him get away though, is he? He's not letting Niggle have it all his own way. Phaser just dropped off the pace a little bit, but he's still there in 3rd. He'll be pleased with that, I'm sure he will. He's probably just quite happy to take P3. Hoping the guys up ahead will make a mistake, although very unlikely. But yeah, Fate. Oh, as he gets himself all out of shape. Oh, that's a disaster for Phaser. What happened? I don't. Oh, we're not gone back far enough. It's down towards turn 5. As we go through turn 5. Oh, it's just too much power. He's on the grass and the back end is gone. A kiss with barrier. Well, he's back up and running, but a 1.5 second penalty. Now then, the big question, where is Slowpoke and how far away? Well, I think he's more than 1.5 seconds. So Phaser could be safe. We're just going to stick with him as you can just see the penalty bar starting to fill up. So any second now, the brakes are going to be slammed on for Phaser. There they go. Penalty served. Well, it's not going to alter his track position, is he? Slowpoke and P White, Grahamid, they're all just a little bit too far back. We're just coming up to turn 11 now, and as I say, the best way to approach turn 11, I find, is to start applying the brakes at turn 10, which will then slow you down enough to make that turn 11. Viking now dropped off the pace a bit. We are just approaching the 11.5 minute mark, but Viking sitting in 7th. Great to have him back on track. A great character is Joe. Love having him in the lobby with us. So yeah, welcome back, Viking. Kian in 8th. Another good racer that we are glad to see back on track. Sitting in 8th at the minute. Just got one eye on the mirror at Declan, chasing him down in the Hot Wheels. Hodgie in 10th. He'll be glad to get rid of those hard tyres so he can crack on with some serious racing. Same with Biggie. Biggie enjoyed his first win last week, so he'll be looking to repeat that again, I'm sure, in races 2 and 3, where he will be on the softer compounds. It is almost like you've given up the race when you put the hard tyres on. You've almost given the race up. Oh, we've got a yellow flag now. So who is this? No, it's not Kian. Is it Kian? It is Kian in the Lizard. I'm going to call it a Lizard. We're not quite sure, so I'm going to call it a Lizard. So what's happened to Kian at turn 4? Was it turn 4? Yeah, oh, it's just, well, this track really does catch people out, doesn't it? As he tries to get back on track safely. If you get on the power just that half a second sooner, then you're in a mess. Cashuan in down in 12th. He's, I don't think this is his track. We know that Cashuan is much better than this. He's a very quick guy, and he does enjoy his racing, but maybe this Alsace or Alsace track, I'm going to call it Alsace. I'm going to go posh today. This Alsace track is just not for him. Somebody who is enjoying it though is Niggle, and that Duracell VW Beetle does just keep on going and going and going, doesn't it? The thing is though, he's got the Heineken fueled Idle 4 Gaming behind him. Now these two having a proper ding dong battle. It's a right fight to the finish for these two. Let's jump on board with Idle. Around turn 3 into turn 4. It is almost like you've completed one turn and you are straight into the next on this track. No wonder people are spinning all over the place, where you can see the purple sectors going on. Idle 4 Gaming at the minute has got the fastest lap, a 1:52.4, but he still can't get past Niggle, can he? Niggle really defensive, having a great race at the minute. We are into the last minute of this race. I'm just going to stick with these guys because this may well be their final lap. And at the minute it looks like Niggle is going to take P1 with Idle taking P2. Now Idle has won, I think he's won every race that he's took part in. So this will be a new experience for Idle, coming in second. Both of these guys very rapid, as we can see. They've just left everybody else standing. 10 seconds to go as they go down the hill into the chicane, into turns 15, 16 and 17, and it looks like Niggle, and that is so this is the final lap then, so it's a race to the finish. Idle 4 Gaming pushing Niggle all the way, but Niggle crosses the line to take the win with Idle 4 Gaming in second. Phaser is going to come across the line in third. What a fantastic race he's had. I know he will be pleased with that. A podium spot. Slowpoke, is he going to get fourth? It looks like he is. If we go through the final 4 turns, Muhammad Ali pushing him all the way, but Slowpoke across the line in fourth, and Muhammad Ali is in fifth. P White 6 on the hard tyres as well. Viking across the line in 7th. Declan, he will bring it home in 8th. Then we've got Hodgie and Biggie across the line in 9th and 10th. Again, both on the hard tyres, so I change onto softer compounds for them. Kian, very unlucky for Kian. He was having a fantastic race until that kiss with Barry R earlier on. And then Cashuan just coming up through the final few turns now to finish in 12th. Maybe treat this lap, this first race as a bit of a practice. Get used to the track. Get onto the soft tyres for the next race, Castrian, and then you can show us what you can do. So across the line he goes. So that was race 1. Join me very shortly for race 2.